Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Wellnessible, a podcast about learning. This is your friend, Mickey Sachiko. Wellnessible is from the words wellness is possible, which is something I came up with back in 2018 to push myself and others in achieving life and wellness goals. So wherever you are in your journey in achieving those goals, we are in this together, my friend. With the help of different co-hosts on each episode, we'll talk about real-life lessons you can listen to on the go and easily apply in your day-to-day lives. Let's dive into it.
There've been even studies done, and even recently, because, there are lots of online meditations groups happening, and they've been even looking how the whole energy of this planet was rising in those days when these meditation groups were happening. At the end of the day, we are just pure energy, pure consciousness, and if we can rise, our energy, we are helping this planet, we are helping other people.
For over 40 years, Puritan's Pride has dedicated itself to providing the highest quality vitamins and supplements at a great value. First, we traveled the world to find the purest ingredients. Then, we manufacture all of our products in the USA using the most rigorous standards. Finally, we test each vitamin up to 15 times before it reaches your door. And now, Puritan's Pride is available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less. Get it in over 540 Watson stores nationwide or in our official stores in Lazada, Shopee Mall, and Beauty M&L, or shop straight to our website at puritanspride.ph. Hi guys, welcome to another Wellnessible episode where we discussed about how we can boost our well-being and how we can level up our lives. Today's topic is very important because we will be talking about how we can overcome fear the healthy way and basically how we can find inner peace, which, as we all know, is very important for our well-being, especially during these uncertain times. I am so grateful. I have invited Clara Hodolakova, one of my friends, who is a certified life coach, a transformational and solutions-focused coach. She's also an entrepreneur and a writer. She has traveled different countries, including UK, where she worked for over 8 years, in Southeast Asia as well, and now she's back in her home country, Czech Republic, where she's running businesses, including her digital business, which is coaching visionary women, entrepreneurs, on how they can create incredible things in the world by following their inner blueprint. Clara, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mickey. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for such a lovely introduction.
I know we've been chatting on and off about this conversation, and then pandemic happened out of the blue. Everyone's stuck at home. Everyone's feeling uncertain, feeling stressed out. They deal with a lot of fear. And earlier, before we hit the record button, you were saying that most of your clients that you're coaching right now, that's one of the common denominators that they have. So just to dive right in, what is your thought? Why is a lot of people during these times feeling so fearful?
From what I'm been seeing, even in my family, even with the women I've been talking to over the past few weeks and months, even as you said, it's this time of uncertainty where we don't, and especially with pandemic, we've never experienced it, as our generation is speaking, and it's something new. We don't know when it's going to end, how the life will actually change for all of us, and that's what I've been seeing with other women as well, just not knowing, feeling kind of out of control of their own lives. And so my intention recently a lot was really empowering women and people in general to to remember that even in those times of uncertainty, we can't, you know, control certain things. We can always control how we react to them, and that's our superpower. We can always control. Yeah, we can control our thoughts. We can control how we react, and I like the whole situation. I know I'm a very positive person. So,
yes, you are.
I know, like, for me, it's automatically looking for the good in the bad, and it's just it's the way that I operate. And
like, it's basically like, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, that because it's so uncertain, something that has never happened before. I mean, obviously there's something like this that happened before, but this one is kind of different, and you know, it's a different year, so obviously it's a different challenge, and not everyone are able to, you know, cope for it right away. They need some help. They need someone like you in terms of coaching them on what are the healthy ways to overcome fear. And so what is your advice? So we've established that, you know, we've basically established that. So what is your advice for people who are basically finding healthy ways and how they can overcome these feelings of fear that we have right now?
Such a great question. And you know, I always see this like such a huge opportunity for people to kind of break the cycle of the all, as you said, like something similar happened in past, like there were wars and you know, all kinds of things, and I just see people reacting, you know, in the same way as the old generations a lot. So I always want to say, like, it's just such a great time to break the cycle, to break up the, you know, when people say like, oh, it just runs in my DNA. We can end that, and we can really like focus on ourselves and really get to find this inner peace, to find the good in the bad, and what I always even like advise to women or any other people is to tend to get to the neutral space when, you know, even when you feel the fear, even when you feel anxious or depressed, like the best advice I can ever give to someone is come back to your breath. And in whatever way that looks like for you, know, you can sit on your chair, you can put your feet on the ground to even feel more connected, and really like close your eyes and come back to your breath.
How do you do that?
Yes, I literally what I do, and you know, even for me, like I tend to do this more often now, because like you know, you read the news, you see what's happening in the media, and you get kind of soaked into it, even without knowing sometimes, even without wanting. So what I do, like I really top up on my meditation, so that's happening more during the day as well. Also breathing exercises, you know, sitting on a chair, like, again, as I said, like put your feet on the ground. I do it that way because I just feel more connected with the ground in general, and I just close my eyes and I'm really focusing on my breath. You can also do it, you know, in a way that you breathe on 6 in and breathe out on count of 6 out, or you can try with 4 in, 4 out. That's a just great way to, you know, to tune it back into your body and just feel the fire in your belly. You know, feel the energy flowing again. So
I love that, how you put that. So like for some people it's easy to do that. For some it can be a challenge, especially if they have a very hyperactive thoughts. What is your advice for people, you know, who might find that a little challenging, but they're willing to do it to just, you know, be less fearful and be less anxious, but because they have so many thoughts running in their brain, you know, it's kind of hard for them to do those things that you said. What is your advice? What's the first thing maybe that they should do?
Don't give up. Literally, It's when it's the same even when you start with meditation or with anything. When you really try to slow down yourself and your body and your thoughts, it takes time. And I always say just don't give up. Just give yourself that 5-10 minutes every day and just sit there and just let it be your time for yourself, to nourish yourself, to tune into your body. Like, it will come to you. It will come to you. More you practice it, more you do it, it naturally it will come to you. And after that it's a lot, picking up on your thoughts and being really raising the awareness of the thoughts that they are coming your way, they are entering your headspace, and choosing differently.
I like that you mentioned as well that it's important that we tune into our thoughts, to our body, and just find that energy that we have inside and just basically unlock that, and never give up until you practice mastering that, because it's not easy right away, right? I mean, you already mentioned earlier that you've been out since 5 a.m. Do you do your meditation like the moment you wake up, or do you first drink coffee or water? What's your routine there?
Yeah, so recently I started running. Another thing that I know it's hard in these times, it depends in what country you are, if you are allowed to go outside. I always advise to to include some body movement into your day. So I go running, and then after, when I get back home, I meditate, and I do my breathing exercise as well, and just really get tuned with myself.
That's nice. I wish that's something that I know you said that in your country it's sort of not so strict in terms of people going out, because you have around just 300 of cases of coronavirus there. Here it's about 6,000 as of the last time I checked. So it's kind of pretty strict. You can't just simply go out without a pass. So I think meditation inside your home would be really help in terms of what you said earlier, would be really great in terms of overcoming fear. I know that you're so into empowering people, especially those who've been through depression or combating anxiety. And I know you had a very interesting story as well in the past, wherein can you walk us through on how you basically picked yourself up from overcoming your fears? What were your before? Because right now your version of you is you're very established in terms of your coaching business, and you know stuff about coaching people, but so that people can relate to your before that version of you, what were you doing in the past that helped you go to where you're at right now, in terms of overcoming fear and anxiety?
It's really funny always looking back, where someone started, and I remember the first thing that I implemented into my life was yoga. So really connecting mind and body. That was many years ago when I started. It was yoga, and after that I added meditation, but it was years later. And to be honest, I didn't believe that I can ever get into a space of really having that clear headspace while I'm meditating. And it really took a time. That's why I always say don't give up, and just keep going, keep trying.
I like that you used the yoga as one of the tools before to basically overcome your personal struggles. I've met so many people who've also used that to basically move out of their dark times, and some of them use it as a vehicle to basically upgrade their life. So hearing that from you as well confirms the power of yoga and the power of meditation. So I like that. So in terms of when you coach people nowadays, obviously it might be different post coronavirus. But right now, for the past couple of weeks that you've been coaching your clients, besides fear, had there been some issue in terms of perhaps stress or finding that inner peace? And those two things, just to switch a little bit on that.
You know, there was loads, as I said, lots of fears, lots of anxiety coming up, and mainly the uncertainty, because many people, you know, had plans. I actually had many women who were about to like move abroad, move to different countries, and they kind of now feel like their life is on hold, which is never a good space to be. Yeah, it's been definitely coming up a lot, and just you know, women really feeling kind of out of control of their own life, which is never a good and nice space to be in, and it's not really a space from which it's like easy to create and get back into your creation more, so that mode. So that's kind of what I'm always empowering women, and that's what we're working on like at the moment. It's, you know, getting back into this creative space and really focusing on what we can actually do now with what we know and with what we have, and also, you know, when I was talking about, you know, you can always choose a different thought. I always say we are not jumping from 0 to 100, but you know, maybe if you feel like bad today, you know, just maybe the aim for today is just to feel good or not so bad. Like we you know, we're taking baby steps. Yeah,
not 0 to 100, but like 0 to 1, 2, 3, step by step, right? What do you advise them, like, when obviously there are different things that you can do to feel good, but like at home it might be difficult, especially if you're living alone, right? A lot of people in some countries, they live just really on their own. What is your main advice for people who would love to instantly have that natural boost of feeling good?
Like my best advice I can give to anyone is really, you know, set some routine for yourself to, again, you know, even in the morning, like tune in with your body, and then get into, you know, creative mode in whatever way that looks like for you. Maybe it's just, you know, making something new for breakfast. Maybe it's just having a coffee instead of a tea in the morning. Maybe it's just, you know, getting creative with your lunch, with anything really that you can think of. Maybe it's gardening, you know, for some of my clients. I know they're like really big on like getting the garden sorted right now because they've got the time to do it. So like more creative we can get, more the juices get flowing, and it makes you feel excited, you know, it makes you feel good. And it's just, it's different for every single one of us. But even if you can't go outside, you always have the choice to choose something creative, to choose something that will make you feel good when you feel bad, or when you feel like really, really bad, to just feel not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's good advice there. I mean, it's basically finding what works for you, and just be constantly engaged to that. And you never know, you might uncover a hidden talent that you never know that you have, right? I mean, I really believe that this pandemic is like, you know, it's not just teaching us about how valuable our health is, but also teaching us to really, as you mentioned earlier, to be in tune to our body, to listen more to our body, because there's nothing else to do but to basically, you know, be inside most of the time, and that leaves us with our thoughts. And you know, it's unavoidable that you'll get to know yourself better. So go ahead.
And you know, especially, you know, there've been even studies done, and even recently, because, you know, there are like lots of online meditations groups happening, and they've been even looking like how the whole energy of this planet was like rising in those days when these meditation groups were happening. Like at the end of the day, we are just pure energy, pure consciousness, and if we can rise, our energy, we are helping this planet, we are helping other people.
But I basically had a goosebump when you said about that study. Earlier, you mentioned that the first thing is if you're just starting out, on healthy ways to overcome your fears and finding that inner peace and having that energy out of your, like, basically out of your body. What is your advice if they're just starting out and learning and adapting this routine into their life?
I would just say put it into your calendar.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good one.
I would really recommend to schedule it into your day, actually, so it gets done. Because we are really great at finding excuses. This is not the right time. I don't have the time for this. And, it's like I see it all the time when women put themselves to the sideline. So I always say, like, anything, and even things that you do for yourself, not just business things. Put it into your calendar and just schedule it for yourself.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, like, especially getting in some reminders on your phone, right? And then at the same time, you have the calendar that you can see as well. So there's no way that you're missing those two kind of notifications there.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure we both agree that kindness and energy are contagious, and I like what you do, and that's why I'm so happy that now you're sharing these tips that you typically share to your clients. What is your main advice right now, Clara, to all of the people out there, or the listeners out there, in terms of dealing with this challenge that we're all facing right now?
I would say, even what I said at the beginning, always try to find the good in the bad, even when you can't see, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Really, I just feel like this whole situation, there is a big lesson for every single one of us, for the whole population of this planet, to be honest. And I just hope that everyone, I really pray that everyone will find their own lesson in it, because there is so much growth happening at the moment, and so much growth that is actually possible for us if we allow ourselves to see it, if we allow ourselves to feel into it.
I like that. Like, it's definitely a global problem, like, regardless of your status in life, regardless of where you live, everyone's just directly and indirectly impacted by it. And it's good to find healthy ways on how you can cope up with it emotionally, physically. And I like that you've shared your tips on the fear. So just to wrap things up, so what are the 3 reminders that you have, basically, just to wrap up the topic on overcoming fear? If you can just capsulize it into 3 tips, the healthy ways to overcome fear.
I would say remember, this is just temporarily. Focus on your thoughts, tune into your body, and what was even really good, like it, and it works the magic for people, when they're starting with new habits, like meditation, maybe, or the breathing exercises, is just try to focus on that. You're just gonna do it for today. And try to eliminate, like, kind of eliminating the future, that when we think like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do it every single day to make it work. If you think you're just gonna do it for today, you will stick with it. The same you will do tomorrow. You're just gonna wake up and you will just think to yourself and say to yourself, okay, I just got to do this just for today.
I like that. So just taking it one day at a time and not focusing on, oh my god, I have to keep doing this for the next 6 months. That's kind of like heavy, right? So Clara, thank you so much. I know people, if they need your help, they have to just simply go to coachingwithclara.com. Is there other sites that they should check out where they can see your work?
Well, it just either my website, or you can find me on Instagram as well. But you can find a link on my website as well. So it's like probably keeping it simple.
Awesome. All right then. Well, Clara, thank you so much for all the tips.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's always such a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Take care, Clara.
Thank you guys for listening. If you learned something from this episode, or if you have any valuable lessons you wanted to share to us, remember, lessons learned are worth sharing. So please let us know by posting it on your social media accounts and use hashtag Wellnessible, and we might just have a special feature for you on our next episode. Until next time, beautiful souls, keep growing, keep hustling, and keep learning.